Good morning, everyone. So what you are seeing is the result of chaos. This is my dining room area, and as you can see, all my dishes and silverware and everything is out because I have decided to reorganize the kitchen. I have a lot of the food stuffed in the pantry, and it's pretty dark, so it's kind of hard to see right now, but you can see the paint on the wall because we also are going to paint the kitchen wall. And I'm not even 100% sold on that color. Although looking at it on camera, it looks a lot better. So this is the beginning of what the reorg looks like. I got these containers from IKEA and they're really cute. They're like $2 a piece. And I emptied out these cabinets, and you can see I already wiped the shelves down, and I'm kind of deciding how I want to place everything now. But oh, I didn't record the part when I was taking things out of the cabinet because it was just such a pain and it took so long. But anyway, let me show you a close-up of these containers from IKEA. So here they are. And these are the small versions. There you can see the actual name. Hold on, let me get it to focus. There it is. Anyway, but IKEA has had these for years in just plain white, and then when I went there I saw that they had them with this little pop of green color, and we've been talking about adding color to the kitchen because it's just black and white, and we thought that might be a nice little surprise inside the cabinets. So for right now, I'm just kind of figuring things out, figure out how I want everything placed. There are some things that we've been keeping inside of the pantry that I'm going to move to this cabinet because this is primarily where I fix food at. So it makes sense to have some things right here closer to me. And then there are things that were in here like a lot of the baking items that I don't use on a daily basis, and it just makes more sense to put them in the little walk-in pantry. So sit back and watch me sweat and try not to lose my mind. Okay, so the never-ending kitchen is finally complete. You can see here, I didn't do too much in my pantry. I pretty much just moved a lot of the baking items in here. And you can see majority of my spices are on the door. And you can see behind here we had a chalk where we were leaving each other notes, but this door actually has to be replaced, but we are having a really hard time finding an 18-inch door. You know, I've mentioned in other videos that this house is old. Well, hello, Mason. So the door is just really small and awkward, so we're still looking for one of those. Let's see, and as we come here, this one I showed you already, but up here is where the diffuser and all the different scents. Here's just the sauces I use. This is some of the spices that we use on a daily basis, so I just left those there. And this was already here. It's basically a cookie jar for the dogs. You see it says Wolf. And then here's what you saw in the video. You didn't see the final product though. So these are the items that we use on a more often basis and why they were switched out. A lot of them were in the pantry, so I switched them out here because this is where we do most of the prepping for the food. So you see I have all our pasta in here. The spaghetti could not stand up even though I lifted the shelf up and lifted this one down. So I have the spaghetti laying down and I just kind of put the pasta on it and I'm using it as a riser. Now for the glass jars that are rounded, because there's like a hump here, the labels won't stay on. So I just didn't even bother with a label because I mean we can tell this is a small elbow macaroni, this is the penne. You know, it really wasn't that serious. And then we just have some here. And by the way, the jars, I got these all from Home Goods and TJ Maxx. They both sold them. So that's where I got all of the jars from. And then down here I just have canned food here, which we see we don't have a lot. I don't really cook with a lot of canned food. You know, we have like some tuna, some soup, and I think those are some diced tomatoes, maybe some beans back there. And then here's the microwave popcorn, and here's just like the peanut butter. And that's pretty much it for this cabinet. Let me move back so you can get the full effect. But I just love the way it looks when I open it now. Now it's so much cleaner, everything's labeled so I can see where it is. Now let's see, when we move down here to the utensil drawer, now these were all items that we already had. These are just two little, I think I got these from, I got everything in here from the Container Store, all the organizational things here from the Container Store. And that's pretty simple. And then here, these were just like some extra bowls and glass casserole dishes that I just really didn't have another place for. And up here is some of my, my grandmother had these collection of plates from whenever she traveled, so I kept those. Here's some extra brandy glasses and just some extra glass bowls. This is the RX, so this is where we keep all like prescriptions and any vitamins, aspirin, anything like that. You see the little ice pack right there. Let's see. Then here are a lot of our shot glasses and wine glasses that are not on the bar. In the corner here is my grandmother's china, and this was something that was given to me after my grandmother passed away, and it was in these these cases that she kept it in because she used to keep them on top of her cabinets. But as you can see, the top of my cabinets is closed, so I don't have that space. I don't have the need for those kind of dust covers, so I'm just going to save them in case we move again, and it'll just be a safe way to transplant them. And then if you come over here, this is where we have the dishes. And I didn't do too much here other than the plates were in the middle. I moved those here. So I just moved all the plates down here, and then the cups and glasses here, and the bowls are up there. I didn't really make any big changes other than the shelf liner. And the shelf liner I got from IKEA for like $2.99 a roll. And then the last one, we have our Ninja in here. A couple of the items that can't fit in the other cabinets, the grater, the measuring cup, the sifter, and then a couple of our travel mugs. And then nothing up here. I mean, after all that purging and stuff, we actually have room for other space. And then down here, now this is something else that I got from IKEA, just to kind of These drawers were just a mess. Everything was just everywhere, so we had a really hard time deciphering what was what and where things were. So this has just made our lives a whole lot easier. Now this drawer, I had a lot of problems finding this deep, and of course the place I found it was from a container store. So you can see it's a really deep container, and of course something just has stuck in there. So what I have here is the utensils that we don't use a lot. All of the ones on the side are for the barbecue pit. And then I have a little container back here, which is kind of holding everything in place. And I keep these little bottle caps for, if you have plants, you know, sometimes you get those little gnats, and you can actually take bottle caps, put them in there, pour a little apple cider vinegar and sit it in your plant, and it'll catch all the little gnats. Just a little, you know, FYI. And then the last drawer. Now this drawer was, I don't think anything was in here. I think maybe some of the plates that I had from my grandmother were left over here. So I just took the Tupperware and just kind of divided it up in those same IKEA containers that I used in the other shelves. And that's it. That's actually not it. I forgot about the corner. So here's the corner ones. So this was somewhere that I already did store the pots and pans, and all I did was, you can see there's a liner on it now, so I won't have to worry too much about the dust. I can just wipe down the liner or switch it out when I need to. And that is also on the other side. You can see it here. That's more pots and pans, and there are actually some missing. I think they must be in the dishwasher. But now underneath the sink is a place that I organized probably about a year ago, but I am gonna have to go in there and do that again. It worked for us initially, but it is not working now, as you can see. We are cleaning product junkies, and we definitely need something more. So that concludes my kitchen organization video. It took me a while, y'all, but I finally got here, and I'm finally happy with the way everything works. You know, I still need to clean up a little bit this evening because, you know, this is after a full day. But other than that, I'll see you on the next video.